Japan is preparing for a shock leadership contest after Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga said he will stand down as party leader just 1 year after assuming office. Suga's approval rating has dropped to a record low as the country grapples with its most severe wave of the pandemic. Professor Seijiro Takeshita of Shizuoka University told me the announcement came out of the blue.
Well, I think it caught everybody by surprise. It was only 2 weeks ago where Mr. Suga was making it very clear that he's going to have a reshuffling of cabinet, et cetera, et cetera. So obviously, most people thought that he would be up and running and fighting for the seat again.
So can his departure be put down purely to the Japanese response to coronavirus, or are there other factors at play?
I would say it is mostly this coronavirus factor. You can see that, when he became the prime minister, he had the third highest rating at 73% support level. But now it's gone down to 29, and you can see a very clear inverse relationship with his popularity and the rise of the COVID-19 cases in Japan. So obviously, his lack of popularity is basically due to the fact that the handling of the whole matter has been met with a lot of frustration, anxiety amongst the Japanese public.
So what will the new Prime Minister have to do to win over public opinion?
Firstly, reduce the amount of anxiety. And that's not going to be easy, considering the fact that Japanese have the highest level of risk avoidant tendency. And also due to the fact that, there are no Japanese manufacturers of the vaccines, and we still lag behind other OECD nations in level of vaccine takers. So there's a mounting amount of problems that we're seeing right now, especially with the spread of this variant type of Delta COVID-19 that's spreading right now at an accelerating pace. And we're getting a lot of alarm situation, which we saw earlier in United States and the rest of the world. Unfortunately, the situation is not easy to turn around, whoever becomes a prime minister.
And what might this sudden departure mean for stability in the region?
Not very good. I mean, one of the negative things about, the Japanese prime ministership until Mr. Abe took over was the fact that we had a revolving door of prime ministers in Japan, which certainly is very negative. I mean, what can you do in just 1 year or maybe 2 years? Basically, you need much longer time to conduct, structural transformation. So obviously, this, quick change, which came about before Mr. Abe became prime minister, was certainly a negative issue for the Japanese politics as a whole. So we really, I think, need to change this kind of trend. Unfortunately, Mr. Scott decided to step down because of this very difficult situation because of COVID-19. But, whoever it was, it would have been very, very difficult. So I think it's very unfortunate that, he would have to leave in just 1 year.